Hello and welcome to The Inquisitive Crafter. I'm Katrina Stewart from Crafty Jacks, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Niddy Noddies. So Niddy Noddies are a great tool for the hand spinner. They allow us to create skeins from our hand spun yarn. And it's a really simple tool to use, so I'm going to demonstrate that today. I have two sizes. This is the sampler size and this one is a standard size. They're both from Ashford. The things that you want to note about Niddy Noddies is you want them to be at perpendicular angles to each other when you're winding. So one is going this way and one is going this way. So there. I already have my spindle here lined up, but you can do this with any type of bobbin that you have. So if you're winding off a skein from your wheel, the same sort of principle applies. So I always like to go one turn around. There's usually little notches in the middle, and one turn around there. And then from here I'm going to go up to the first one, around that first, down to the bottom, around that one, up to the top, down to the bottom, and up to the top. So you're sort of creating a movement around the Niddy Noddy to wind your skein. Because I am doing this on a little sampler one, I only have a small amount of yarn on this spindle, so that's all I'm going to need. If you have a larger amount of yarn, definitely do it on the larger Niddy Noddy. You just keep winding until it gets to the end. With the spindle here, I'll just pop it off my little Kate. Now you don't have to have a fancy Kate to wind off onto a Niddy Noddy. You can use a trusty old shoebox and stick whatever it is that you're winding in there on a pair of knitting needles if you are using a bobbin from a wheel. Or like with me, you can use a shoebox for your spindle and just put it in. You just need something to hold it so that it can move freely while you wind off. Now I'm just tying my skein in two pieces where the two ends are. Usually if it's a large amount of yarn, I will make figure 8 knots with some mercerized cotton. But in this case, there's not much yarn here, so I'm not going to worry about it. Those two pieces will hold it in place enough for me. You just slip it off by pulling it off one of the top loops. Now to wind a skein, just hold it taut between your fingers. I like using my index fingers. I wind it away from me several times until I get a nice tight loop. I use my chin. I pull one end of the skein through the other end of the skein and let it wind up on itself. And there I have a little mini skein. So you can absolutely do this with any type of plied yarn and make yourself your own skeins using Niddy Noddies. That's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have a question you would like us to answer in a future video, please send your questions to ask@craftyjacks.ca. That's ask@craftyjacks.ca, and we will do our very best to do that for you. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.